From First Paw Media, sponsored by First Paw Coffee Company, this is the Dog Driver Show. Visit our website at dogworksradio.com. Now here are your hosts, Robert Forto and Kourosh Partow.
Hello and welcome everybody. This is Robert and I'm here with my co-host KP and we are the Dog Driver Show. Be sure to check us out over on social media by searching Dogworks Radio. And as always, you can find us online on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, and more. And today we have a guest calling in from Canada. And I forgot to introduce my co-host, KP. KP, who do we have today?
Today we have the pleasure of having one of the top open class teams in North America, in my opinion, Érick Laforce from Quebec. Érick has very, very impressive track record behind him, many wins, and just very recently finished top 3 at the Open North American Championship. Last season won with impressive speed at the North Pole Championship in the 10-dog class. Very, very, very powerful team, and it will be very fun chatting with him and knowing him a little bit more. Érick, welcome to the show, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm Érick Laforce. I'm a guy from Montreal City in Quebec. I grew in this town. I dream about dog my young age. And I got my first Husky Siberian at 14, traveling middle of the town with my wagon wheel, playing basketball, and I like make lots of sport. I be on the natation club, swimming club, lifeguard in Montreal. After that, I be firefighter. And I make my professional pilot for chopper. So lots of different way I make in my life. And to stand me on the way, be a musher.
So how long you had sled dogs, Érick?
I got my first team in 92. So at that point, I made a couple of races, limited class, 6 dogs, 60 miles, 6 dog, 80 miles, to finish, to move up open in 2017. After I come back, after I split with my wife, stay quiet couple of years, and build the team for running DePaul, Wyoming, and I built that team to run over 20 miles.
So basically, you're kind of like me because I stopped dogs for a couple years and started again. When you started again, what did you want to have in your kennel?
Yeah, I have point. Very important point is I have fur on my dog. So, and I want to have speed. So they're not easy to connect both sides of speed and fur. So I use a dog they named Brandy, come from up north, Val d'Or. That dog run Serge Pomerleau team, 20 dogs, and is very calm. He got a nice fur. I got the chance to have his son, and my kids run him. So I learned more about the character and resistance. So I start to breed with Brandy and one female from a Galilis, Visa. I know V litter was a super litter because Martin Dagenet used Vector, Vix, they're the same litter. That's why I tried to breed Brandy and Visa.
And when did you decide to come and try the Alaskan circuit, and why did you decide to come up to Alaska and race?
Okay, I start to test my dog, the Northwest Territory, like 15 miles, 20 miles, 25 miles. At the point I saw my team are very fast, and I got not any opposition over there on the track. So I said, okay, that's the time to go in Alaska, check what the other musher over there, got on speed.
I saw your dog team at North Pole last year, and how do you bring the speed to that level after running stage races and going, 14, 15 miles an hour? How do you increase the speed to 21 miles an hour in 3 weeks?
Oh, for me, the basic is the diet on my dog I use, and I'm very close to my dog. So the point early in the season, I start to train very confident, show him I never ask anything they're not allowed to give me. So at that point, he learned. So if I go fast, I don't go far. So they start to understand that very early, young age, and trust me, So I know lots of people know interval training, and I like to use this system to be the transition about the muscle memory in my dogs, so they can go fast after.
Coming all the way from Montreal area to Alaska, it's a long journey. And last time I talked to you, you mentioned that you did the trip by yourself alone. How do you prepare yourself to take care of the dogs and the program traveling all the way from the furthest part east to the furthest part west of the world?
Yeah. But I learned a long times ago, traveling with dogs. Before I be a musher, I start my career on professional retriever dog trainer. So I have to traveling with that kind of dog, and I learned a lot about reaction when a dog do a lot of road, what I need to feed or drink him. So after that, I start my system traveling with dogs, and this system is not very complicated, if I can say that. It's I'm not feeding my dog so much. Like I can, to be an example, I feed a quarter of the quantity normally that dog eat a day, and for the water the same. So the dog stay on an appetite, and they're not traveling full, and they're feeling better at the point they go out of the trailer.
That is exactly what I was listening to try to learn how you were traveling that way. You talked about your diet. What do you feed your dogs, Érick?
I feed my dog most part of the year with the mix I build it along of my life. It's the name is Grizzly Performance, and that I use beef, chicken. I use squash and cayenne pepper, wheat germ oil, flakes, and liver, and use tripe. Yeah.
And is that a commercial diet? Can I come to Canada and buy this, or no? It's just for you.
No, I commercial this. This is my company, Grizzly Diet.
Fantastic. For our listeners who are not familiar with Érick, he actually travels with all his dogs in a big trailer behind his truck, and actually lives with the dogs inside, which is very impressive. So he's basically seeing them, spending time with them 24/7. Do you think that's important to be with the dogs all the time?
No, because I have any choice when I'm traveling. But home, the dogs stay in the kennel. It's not because I live with them. They're better. I know.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
So this year you had a very fantastic race season, and ONAC was a top 3 in ONAC was a very impressive result. Tell us about your first ONAC. You were the rookie.
Oh, I got a strategy for this ONAC. I want to, some friend called me, asked if I want to build a track record over there. I said, no, I know I can do it, but I want to be sure my dog enjoy each day and finish the Thursday with not too much exhausted. So I got a couple trouble the first day. I lost maybe a minute. Can say with the big tangle. But the second day, I'm very confident to stay on the first group of 3 musher. I use my youngest leader and my main one, and I got inside the team one leader. They're super for 30 milers and more. But after 3 miles, you have to cross a small ditch. Any injury, a shoulder, I saw his neck going up. So I do a good day, but not the best I can. And I'm losing my best leader for the Thursday, and I have to use my wheel dog with my main leader. And my main leader, he got a hole on his side. Now he ran 2 days with that after one dog bite him. So it was very tough to cross the other team, but I'm very impressed about a musher. I have to cross. The guy know what my leader received on the first day, so they 2 guys stopped and helped me to cross him. One guy puts his hook and walk along on his team with my leader.
Very, very good. Érick, after racing the first ONAC, what do you think you're going to be doing differently for the second ONAC in front of you next year?
But differently, I can say I'm going to bring maybe more dogs. To be sure, I run a minimum of 12 dogs every day.
Okay, so you think the number of dogs in the truck is an important factor?
Yeah, because I want to race all the race I can when I'm around here. So to be sure I'm not asking too much to my dog. So if I can have a couple of extra dogs in the trailer, can make it. So it can help me maybe for a 3-strong day. And that part, I said, I'm maybe too much conservative the Thursday. I just checking before the time that normally other team do. Look like around 1 hour 35 minutes. So I know I'm very easy to do it in 1 hour 33, 34. So I say I'm gonna be there. And after I check my most competitive other musher, they slowing down the second day, so I stay too much on my mat to hitting that miles 12. So I'm going inside the shoe too strong. So maybe I make experience. I lost experience on that kind of distance on the sprint.
Yeah, that's so true. Every year we race those races, we learn something new. Érick, how many dogs do you have in your kennel, and who takes care of the kennel? Just you, or you have helpers?
I got 30 dogs in my kennel. Normally I don't go more than 34, 35, depending on how many pups. I got 2 3-year-old dogs. They stay at home, and yeah, that's the size of my kennel.
Do you do all the work around the kennel by yourself, or you have helpers for your training and off-season also?
Before training, I do most with me and my girlfriend. But the time I'm not home, I got girls working for me. So take care of the other dogs and the company too.
At this point, are you planning still come to Alaska for another season for Rendezvous and for ONAC and the rest of the races?
No. Like I said, I enjoy to race in the Paul Cross Lake, Northwest Territory. So for sure, if I come back, I'm gonna try again North Pole and ONAC. But about the fur rendezvous, I try last year is not the kind of track I like to do.
Any new plans for next year for you, Érick?
No. It's their circuit. They're not very so not so much race you can try to go.
Érick, thank you for joining us today. I have a couple of questions as we get ready to finish up here. You had mentioned that you live in Montreal and you drive all the way to Alaska, but also race in the stage stop, which is in January. Are you gone that entire time?
No, I traveling Wyoming to my home. I have to fix something with my company, and after that I start and I drove back to Alaska.
Okay. So how long, in a typical season, how long are you on the road? How many days or weeks?
It's around 90 days.
90 days?
Yeah, 90 days.
So this will be very interesting for our listeners. Where do you stay during this entire 90 days? You said on the road you stay in your trailer, but when you're at a spot for a while, do you stay at other dog kennels or what?
Oh, yeah, you need to know a couple of guys. So during the last few years, I make a good relationship with a couple of Musher. So we stop over some place, and I enjoy the opportunity to train my dog over this kennel.
Okay, very good.
But I sleep in my trailer.
Okay.
All the time.
So last question, Érick, before we go, and that is the question I ask all the guests, and that is if a person is just getting involved with the sport and they want one piece of advice from you, what are you telling them?
1 second.
Il veut savoir si, mettons, quelqu'un si tu donnais un conseil aux gens du sport, ce serait lequel?
The first advice I can say, don't start with a big kennel. Start with a limited team and learn, and don't try to get the most expensive dog. For me, it's at that point you need to learn. And when a dog, they got different default, I can say, they're better to help a new musher start and learn the sport.
Very good. Good advice. KP, anything else with Érick?
Érick, thank you so much for being part of the show. I really enjoyed chatting with you and knowing you at different races this year. We both speak French, so it's easier for us to communicate. It's always fun to chat with him. And good luck with the rest of your season and your trip back home. And hopefully we'll see you in Alaska at ONAC another time.
Well, thank you very much. I will welcome. I want to say thank you to every new fan I got in Alaska and around the world. I know it's easy for the people find a new musher like me on this circuit after you do the ONAC.
Very good. All right, Érick, thank you very much. We'll talk again soon. On behalf of our guest today and my co-host, this is Robert for the Dog Driver Show. We will see you guys next time. Goodbye.
From First Paw Media, this is the Dog Driver Show. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we invite you to subscribe in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. You'll find a link on the episode notes. You can tap or swipe on the episode cover art, and you can see some offers from our sponsors. You can support our show by supporting them. If you like what you have heard, we would love it if you could give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe too. Your hosts are Robert Forto and Kourosh Partow. Our producer is Robert Forto and created for First Paw Media.